Hey guys, big welcome to Minnesota Twins franchise here. We're in episode number 209. We're in season number 4. It's games 126 and 127, and this is a special edition of our Twins franchise. It's our annual Metrodome series, and we are facing regional rival, the Milwaukee Brewers, for a couple of games that we will play at the Metrodome. We're coming in on a 6-game losing streak, and we hope to snap that here today in one of the next 2 games. The Brewers struggling as well. They're 52 and 72. We're 45 and 80. The Brewers 27th in batting average. We are 16th in batting average. They are 13th in home runs. We're 24th in home runs. And they are 25th in RBIs. We are dead last in baseball in RBIs. Game number 126, the first game of this 2-game series. Jimmy Nelson will take the hill for the Brewers. Let's get a look at the football seats out there, tucked away in the bleachers here at the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. Jimmy Nelson taking the hill for the Brew Crew. 10 and 6, 3.01 ERA, 143 and 2/3 innings. He has been an inning eater for the Brewers. Brad Hickman will go for us, making just his 3rd start. He's got a 9.72 ERA. First 2 starts have gone a little bit rough for Hickman, so let's see if he can get it under wraps today. Facing the Milwaukee Brewers, this is Andy Wilkins, a first baseman with runners on the corners and 1 out in the top of the first inning. Eddie Rosario takes a horrible angle for that ball, and it ends up scooting past him, getting all the way to the wall. That's going to allow 2 runs to score. So a double by Wilkins clears the bases. Next up is Scooter Gennett, and Scooter Gennett drives this one deep to right field. That one is off the baggie, and another run is going to score. Gennett's going to end up at second. And just like that, the Brewers jump out to a 3-0 lead on Brad Hickman. Not a great start for Brad. If this start goes badly, it might be his last in the major leagues this season. Here's a ground ball, right side, Jace Peterson on to second, and he throws it away. Guys, our defense has been just as awful as anything during this losing streak, and it has absolutely cost us runs. Here is Scooter Gennett, second at bat. This is the 2nd inning. He's going to loop one over the shortstop's head into left field. Runner is heading home from third and will score. It's 5-0 Brew Crew. Brewers wearing their uniforms here from the 80s. Midway through the 2nd inning, the Brewers have jumped out to a 5-0 lead. We go to the 3rd. This is Jonathan Villar. And Jonathan Villar, with a runner on second and 2 outs facing Hickman still, is going to split the gap in left center field. That one is headed back towards the wall. One hops the wall. Misplayed a little bit there by Buxton. That drives in a run, and Jonathan Villar is going to end up at 3rd with a triple. It's 6-0 Brewers, and we are well on our way to our 7th consecutive loss here in this Minnesota Twins franchise year 4. Jonathan Lucroy comes to the plate now in inning number 4. Top of the 4th inning, runner on second, and 2 outs on an 0-2 count. Pitch gets too much of the plate, and Jonathan Lucroy delivers it into the left field stands. And Hickman just shaking his head. It is 8-0 in the 4th inning, and Brad Hickman is probably going to get sent back down to AAA after his 3rd consecutive horrible start. So that's unfortunate. We hoped he could do a little bit better. Jamar Gomez will come in now. 1-5 record, 5.28 ERA. He's facing Jonathan Villar, who has a triple and an RBI already on the game, looking for home run number 10. Runner on 3rd. And he's going to loop this one over the 3rd baseman's head. Runner's going to come in to score. It's 9-0 in the 5th inning. 13 hits to 2 for the Brewers. We have 1 error on our defense. And now in the bottom of the inning, Byron Buxton will come to the plate. Bottom of the 5th, 2 outs, nobody on. Buxton swings and misses at the slider off the plate. And the Twins are just scuffling in every single possible category. Hitting, pitching, fielding, running. It's all come crashing down on the Twins here in the month of August. JT Chargois, the one bright spot for the Twins in recent weeks, actually. He has started to come around after having a struggling season with a runner on first and 2 outs. And JT Chargois gets Domingo Santana to swing and miss. He strikes out the side, stranding a runner in the middle of the 8th. Brewers lead at 10-0. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. This is Jace Peterson now. 267 with 20 home runs, 45 RBIs. He drives this one to right center field. That one's heading back towards the wall. He's got 2 runners on base, and that one is off the football bleachers for a 3-run home run in the bottom of the 8th for Jace Peterson, and that gets us out of the shutout column. 21st home run of the season for Jace Peterson. He is second on our team behind Miguel Sano. Brewers go on to win at 10-3. They lead the season series now 2-1. Scooter Gennett went a cool 5 for 5 with 3 doubles and 2 RBIs. Jace Peterson 1 for 4 with a home run and 3 driven in for the Twins. Robert Jones went 2 for 3, scored a run. Francisco Cervelli 2 for 4 for the Twins. So we get 6 hits, which is below average for us. On the day, we give up 17 hits, which is above average for us, but seems like that's about what we've been going through recently. Below average hitting, below average pitching. So, game number 2 of this Milwaukee Brewers Metrodome series. The Brewers reaching back into the 1970s for their uniforms here today, and we are playing out of our uniforms from the 60s. Felix Jorge will make his 14th start of the season. He started out really well, and he's slowly been having a few rough outings here and there. So Scooter Gennett will lead things off here with the highlights. 8th in the National League in batting at .314. He's got the bases loaded and 1 out, and he's going to split the gap in right center field. That one all the way back to the wall. It's going to score 2 runs, and a third is going to hold up. With just 1 out, we'll stay at third base. So Scooter Gennett with the 2 RBI double. Jonathan Lucroy now at the plate with 1 out. Runners on second and third, and Lucroy is going to hit one into left center, cut off by Eddie Rosario. And 1 run will score. A second one follows. It's 4-0 Brewers in the middle of the first. Man, the first inning has been our bugaboo in this losing streak. We have just been starting off the game behind the 8 ball. Brett Phillips now at the plate. Top of the second inning with nobody on, nobody out. Brett Phillips drives this one deep to right field, and that one is way over the head of Raimel Tapia, and it gets over the baggie for a solo home run for Brett Phillips. And in the first inning and a half, the Brewers again jump out to a 5-0 lead. Second day in a row that they've done that. Middle of 2, Brewers 5, Twins nothing. We skip ahead now to the 5th inning, and Domingo Santana's at the plate. Felix Jorge has settled down a bit, has not allowed any more runs, and he gets Domingo Santana to swing over a changeup or a breaking ball. In the middle of the 5th, it's still 5-0, 9 hits to 1 on the board in favor of the Brewers. Miguel Sano now, bottom of the 6th, 2 outs, nobody on. Sano swings and misses at the changeup, cannot make contact, and the Twins' bats are still struggling. End of the 6th inning, 5-0 Brewers. We go to the 7th inning now. This is Trevor May. 42nd appearance. He's 2-4, 3.86 ERA. He's had himself a pretty good season. Runner on second, and nobody out. And this one is delivered down the right field line. Fair ball. 1 run's going to come in to score. And Ryan Braun has himself a no-out RBI double. Here's Scooter Gennett now. He's 1 for 3 on the day with a double. Ryan Braun is over on third. Scooter Gennett drives this one to right field. That one is back. Raimel Tapia is there. Makes the catch. Runner tagging is Ryan Braun. He's going to come in to score easily. And it is 7-0 Brewers. This has been a brutal 2-game series here at the Metrodome. And we go to the 8th inning. Last year we played the Rangers at the Metrodome. This year we play the Brewers in this 2-game series. Try to do some, maybe some 80s and 90s rivalries here at the Metrodome. Little throwback. The Brewers make the catch there. End of the 8th inning. It's 7-0. Brew Crew with the lead. We go to inning number 9. Final game of this 2-game series. Brandon Peterson is making his major league debut. We just called him up from AAA, a relief pitcher. Top of the 9th inning with 2 outs. He is facing Jonathan Lucroy. And Lucroy sends this one deep to center field. Byron Buxton on his horse is going to make the play right at the warning track. And a successful major league debut there for Brandon Peterson. And now we have Jan Martinez coming in for the Brewers. Whoever created Jan Martinez in their minor league back in 2016. Forgot to put the T in his last name, so he looks like Yohan Martinez. But it's Yohan Martinez, and the Twins fly out to left with the runner on third, so we cannot break the shutout. We do get shut out in this final game, and we get sent packing to our 8th straight loss. The Brewers win the season series 3-1. Scooter Gennett goes 1 for 4 with a double and 3 more RBIs. What a series he had. Ryan Braun 2 for 4 with a double and an RBI. Brett Phillips had a home run and an RBI. And Colin Walsh 3 for 5 with a double and 2 runs scored. Willie Peralta went 8 1/3, giving up 7 hits, 7 strikeouts, no runs, and 1 walk. All right, some real talk here. Let's talk a little bit about this franchise that we're doing, this Twins franchise. I want it to be the absolute most realistic franchise on YouTube. It's slow moving. It's a marathon. And I have made the slider set and the settings as absolutely difficult as I possibly can for my skill ability. But there's a method to my madness, and I want to talk about that right here. We are ranked number 25 overall as a team. That's our ratings. Our record is 45-82. I do not try to control the record, but I do try to control a little bit the other 5 categories over there on your left: contact, power, pitching, defense, and to a certain extent speed. So I generally adjust the sliders when my team stat rankings hit about 7 places above or below the team ratings. So for example, look at the contact. We're 9th. Right now we are tied for 16th in batting average, which is borderline. And in this case, I have actually decided to slightly increase incrementally the contact-related sliders, so we might be getting a little bit more contact. And I do that with all of those other things as well. I try to manage pitching, hitting, and defense and keep it within 6 or 7 places of where my team's ratings are to try to keep it as realistic as possible. That motivates me to get a better team rather than just play the game better. I'm not here to prove that I'm a good player of the game. I just want it to be realistic. That's what I'm shooting for, is just realism. And I think we're achieving that. I mean, we're a bad team right now. We've traded away some of our regular, everyday major league players. We have a bunch of minor league players playing that shouldn't be. I mean, we're probably the equivalent of in real life Miami Marlins right now. Hopefully the future is bright for us, but we're a bad team right now, and bad teams are going to go through losing streaks and slumps. And that is what we are fighting through right now. Hopefully we break the losing streak sooner than later, but I'm not going to try to control whether we break the losing streak or not. I did increase the contact numbers because we have fallen below the threshold for contact for our ratings. We're actually a pretty good contact team. We're not a great power team. And so we need to get a little bit more contact hitting going here to keep this realistic. So I have made those changes. Maybe that will help us get out of this losing streak. Maybe it won't. We will see how it goes. So that's it here for Minnesota Twins franchise. It is Major League Baseball on the Moldy Cheese Baseball Network.